Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had an amazing summer and I'm really happy to be back here to share what I have been up to on my end. I gotta say I went a little crazy this summer and I tried so many film stocks and I'm really excited to share them all with you over the upcoming few weeks. I would also like to take a minute to thank all of my subscribers, the day ones and the brand new ones too. Because just a few weeks ago I have crossed the 200 subscriber milestone and it completely blows my mind. I understand that in the grand scheme of YouTube metrics, this is by no means huge, but I honestly can't wrap my head around the fact that so many of you have subscribed, enjoyed these videos, and want to see more of them. It has honestly really surpassed my expectations, and I thank each and every one of you for your constant support. So with that being said, in today's video, I am going to be talking about the Cinestill BWXX film, which is in fact one of the film stocks that one of my very first subscribers has recommended that I talk about. So here I am a few months later, finally delivering, and thank you so much for your suggestion. I shot this film while I was visiting my family in Prague this summer, and I will of course be showing you all the pictures I took on this role and talking about my experience shooting it in general. I also apologize in advance because I took quite a few portraits of Luna, who's with my mom for a year training to be a guide dog. But really, can you blame me? She is so photogenic. So this film stock is available in 35mm format and has also recently been released in medium format. And I have to get this out of the way from the start. It is expensive, especially in comparison with other black and white film stocks. This probably doesn't come as a surprise because Cinestill films are known to be quite pricey, but it is also pretty unique. So for some of you, this may or may not justify the cost. It is a panchromatic monochrome film, and it is supposed to provide a very cinematic result. I won't pretend to be an expert in black and white film because I shoot color 90% of the time, but I definitely do feel like this film delivers on its promise. Now, sure, cinematic might be quite a subjective term, but given the fact that this film is actually derived from motion picture film, as is the case for other Cinestill films, it makes complete sense that it would take you as close to a cinematic aesthetic as a still picture film possibly can. So if you're looking for a vintage but clean and classic look in your black and white film photography, this might be a film for you to try out. Like the Cinestill 800T and 50D, which are essentially respooled Kodak Vision motion picture film, your Cinestill BWXX is actually derived from the Hollywood staple, the Eastman BWXX 5222. This is a motion picture film which has been used for countless movies such as Kill Bill, Casino Royale, Schindler's List, and many more. So, being a top shelf motion picture film, it is unequivocally going to be very cinematic and reminiscent of movies from the 20s. I think that what really contributes to its unique artistic aesthetic is the film's sharpness, which is really exceptional in my opinion. And this is to be expected from a film which is used in filmmaking, and of course from Kodak in general. This was a somewhat failed picture. I didn't focus quite right, and somehow I made Luna's poor little head look flatter than ever, but when I zoomed in, I was absolutely blown away with the detailed reproduction here. The film is a little grainy, but the grain is definitely not intrusive. And the tonality of this film is top-notch, especially in the mid-tones. It's also pretty contrasty, which for sure also contributes to its cinematic look. The Cinestill website explains that this film stock has a variable ISO of 200 to 800, but they say that it can also be rated up to 1600 with an appropriate processing compensation. I myself rated it mostly at 250. Now to this point, I have not only read a bunch of reviews, but also found out myself the hard way that this film is not forgiving when it comes to incorrect exposure. If you're an experienced film photographer, then this may not be a problem for you. But do keep in mind that your exposure really has to be on point with this one. On the flip side, however, this film will allow you to find the sweet spot because it will do great anywhere between 200 and 1600. This is what Kodak say about the Eastman BWXX. Eastman BWXX negative film has the subtleties in tone scale that you've come to expect from Kodak film. It's designed for production use in dim light, outdoors, and in the studio, and anywhere you need greater depth of field without increased illumination. And the Cinestill BWXX indeed does great with natural or tungsten light, outdoors or indoors. For example, this photograph was taken indoors with tungsten light and it turned out really beautiful. Overall, I found this film to be very versatile. Again, if you expose it correctly, it does great with portraits as you have seen before, but also landscapes or street photography. The film has quite a high silver content, which also accounts for the cinematic feel. But also, if you accidentally overexpose it, it could cause you to lose a lot of details in your highlight, which already lag a little bit in tonality. Also, the film will not do very good with backlit subjects, so that's another thing to really keep in mind here. I did find it easier overall to shoot this film on overcast days, where the lighting wasn't too harsh. Some people online have also suggested a yellow filter to prevent overexposure. The shadows, on the other hand, do pretty good with detail retention, and you will find your blacks to be very deep and beautiful. So, conclusion. The main downside here, in my opinion, is the price. Other Cinestill films tend to be more expensive, understandably, because of the remjet removal process. But when it comes to BWXX, it does not have a remjet layer to begin with, so I don't know. Alternatively, you can also buy hand-rolled Eastman BWXX films from online resellers, which are going to be much cheaper. But I guess with Cinestill being a reliable company, you will have those guarantees that it has been repackaged professionally. At the end of the day, it just really depends on your own point of view. Other than that, this film is quite unique. The Eastman BWXX is a professional motion picture film, and so it was intended for professional use. So the learning curve with this one might be a little steeper. But if you do get the hang of it, you will be really pleased with the rich tones, striking shadows, and overall classic Hollywood aesthetic. I found personally that I ruined more shots on this roll than I tend to with my other film stocks. The ones that came out good, I actually found to be extremely striking. Now you let me know, have you tried this film stock before? Did you like it? Or did you perhaps try the hand-rolled Eastman BWXX? Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and most importantly, have a beautiful day and take some amazing pictures. I will see you really soon in the next video.